say what's trending worldwide, because we
Mm-hmm.
do B2B services, and everything that you read about in media and trends is oriented about B2B SaaS. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a little weird. Like no one likes to write about or speak about B2B services. I've tried, I've sought out so many different.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing that I can even compare to is our competitors who are at a minimum 10 times our size.
Mm-hmm.
And they still do a lot of old school marketing. So very traditional cold email outbound, highly oriented around referral business. Um, our big competitors. So we're software development services
Mm-hmm.
companies. Our competitors are like Cognizant. Uh, I'm blanking on the names, but like these huge companies. But Cognizant always comes to mind because they're
Mm-hmm.
making the big brand play. They put their name on Formula One. They put their name out there. So, as a common consumer, you don't know what Cognizant is. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're in the space, like, oh yeah, I know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So trends, I would say in our region is, I think, demand gen is slowly breaking through, and it's on more modern marketers like myself to kind of push this effort.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's still a very high focus on traditional kind of outbound methodologies where it's cold, either SDRs or email style. I think slowly people in marketing specifically is starting to say, okay, let's look at what B2B SaaS is doing. Let's look what B2C did freaking 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I think we're finally catching up, and I think we're kind of in a place where, especially in Europe, it's the
True.
first one that can master it and figure it out that's slowly gonna come up out on top. But I think you're well ingrained in this space too. You know that it's a long play. It takes a
Mm-hmm.
minimum of takes about a year to build, and then you start seeing results probably in the second year. So I'm
Yeah,
at
and
that place where I built that framework and now we're starting to actually go.
true. Yeah, and it's harder in services when you compare with SaaS because in SaaS you will find the results quicker. If you do email marketing in SaaS, you can show, okay, we have so many new signups, and in services, it's longer and longer. So yeah, it's definitely harder to
Yeah.
follow up trends.
I would say to add to that, there's a huge challenge, especially in our segment, wherein I think this is a great point you made. One of the biggest trends right now across all industries is
Mhm.
video. So
Mhm.
LinkedIn is upping the engagement metrics, its algorithm to reflect video content off the piggyback of what TikTok did, and obviously Instagram is doing the same. But then as a B2B provider, as a service provider, how do you break into video? There's certain ways, there's some folks in our space, when you're doing consulting, it's easier. You can just talk about your best practices. But when you're not in the consulting space,
Mhm.
how do you break in? How do you do video? So that's a really interesting challenge for us to overcome.
Mhm.